right, let's try this one more time. I am so sorry. Sharita Thompson here. Some technical issues. I am so sorry. I was having internet issues. I practiced this yesterday, I promise you. And then today it wanted to um, just completely not work. So I think, yes, success. Okay. So I'm so sorry for the previous video. I will try to edit everything and make sure that you guys get access to this video. I am so sorry. I cannot stress enough for the technical issues. Tomorrow will go much smoother. So I appreciate everyone just giving me your grace today. And I'm really excited about this boot camp. It is for overwhelmed parents, specifically moms who are currently stressed and exhausted. Because we are running behind on time, I'm just going to get right into it. If you can just let me know that you're here, say hi, um, and so we'll get started. Okay. So today we are going to be talking about the secret to ditching burnout or ditching overwhelm, burnout in mom life. So, again, you are in the right place. If you're feeling exhausted, if you're feeling stressed, you are in the right place. Excuse me. So, I'm Sharita. I am. Uh, I'm a mom burnout coach, actually, specifically, and I help parents to release their uh, mindset blocks, restoring their energy, and reconnecting with yourself. Thank you. Hey, thank you so much for being here. I actually cannot see your name. I don't know if there's instructions on this particular broadcast, but you do need to give um, StreamYard permission to let me see your name. So if you can do that, that would be great. If not, maybe just chat in your name so I know who's watching and because I want to make sure I address y'all. Perfect. So we are going to achieve your goals, right? Whatever those goals be, professional life without the constant stress and anxiety. Um, we are going to unlock your ability to ditch overwhelm, exhaustion, and stress. You'll be able to live a fulfilling, energetic, and balanced life, your best life today. And I'm going to share, like I said, the secrets are actually based on my signature program, Parent with Clarity. It's super simple. I cannot wait to introduce you guys to this. Um, so here we go. I'm going to do an overview of the boot camp. Day one today, we are doing the secret to ditching overwhelm in mom life. It's not just about your mindset. I talked about this with other clients, but oftentimes you get stuck in like, I'm not in the right headspace, or whatever the case is, right? But the thing is, you're actually overwhelmed, you're exhausted, and your headspace probably won't be clear until you do some other things. So mindset is part of it, but there's other aspects as well as we're ditching overwhelm. Tomorrow, we're going to be identifying the number one thing contributing to your unhappiness so that you can finally feel confident in yourself again. Oftentimes, when I talk with parents about how they're feeling, right, they say they're unhappy. There's a lot of self doubt. There's a lot of mom guilt. So we are going to figure out what is the number one thing contributing to your unhappiness, and then give you some strategies. On day three, I'm actually going to introduce a very simple strategy so that you can kickstart your journey to a happier life. And on day four, I will go through the roadmap of Parent with Clarity, and I'm opening up the doors to your support club, which I'm super excited about. I'm offering a founding member price, which is like literally going to blow your mind away because the pricing is so great. It's a great time of the year, right? Happy Friday. Black Friday is going to be coming soon. And so I'm doing like a very low introductory price for founding members. It is in beta. So, there's still some things that need to get there, but it is going to be fabulous. And then I actually have a bonus for y'all. I am doing a Make It a Stress-Free Holiday workshop for you all. So we're going to think about our intentions this holiday season. We're going to ditch holiday overwhelm. We're going to stress less, enjoy more with our family, and be really intentional with our time. And I know some of y'all, I know personally, like, I've been like stressed out because there's like the shipping issues and all these other things. I don't know if anyone has experienced this. Comment if you are worried about if your presents are actually going to get in on time. I ordered something back in October and it still hasn't arrived. So I'm like, fingers crossed it gets here by Christmas. These shipping delays are insane, but that's part of this holiday stress, right? We're trying to make it the best experience for our children, and there's things out of our control. So how can we feel good about the holiday season, even if things don't go well? So we'll be talking about that. There's more details. I will actually send out an invite for that. That's next Monday. So stay in the group, stay active, and I will be hosting this workshop next week. All right, so let's kick this off. You are here because you're likely feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and exhausted. Mom burnout or parental burnout is a state of being physically and mentally, emotionally exhausted while you are parenting or being a caregiver. I often think about time as postpartum, right? For any of y'all moms, new moms especially, you might be like in this right now. But when we think about the exhaustion and just like our energy depletion during that time, it's literally because we were in survival mode. And that is what's happening right now with burnout. We're experiencing so much stress. We're actually not able to complete the stress cycle. And so our bodies right now are coping with that. Um, and I also just want to like say that like this constant state of burnout, the exhaustion, it's not normal. I think oftentimes like as moms especially we're like, oh, we're so busy, we're so tired, you just feel it's not normal. And so part of what I do is to show you like what life can be like when you're not tired all the time. So, um, and then, the other thing that I want to point out about mom burnout is there's no specific like type of parent or caregiver um, that it targets per se, right? Anyone, any parent, socioeconomic status, all those things, it doesn't matter. It can affect you despite, different classifications or whatnot. So you are not alone. Um, it is literally due to a lack of support, right? Resources, tools, and strategies. So that is what I focus on: is giving parents the support, right? Your support team, the resources, the tools, and the strategies to feel really good while you're parenting. So we're gonna understand and recognize mom burnout. We're gonna go over the strategy behind parenting with clarity, and then what to expect tomorrow. So let's go over these signs of mom burnout. Oh, um, also, I just want to say, like, when we are ditching, right? I've used this term ditching overwhelm for a while now. We're ditching means we're gonna seek, right? We're gonna seek our clarity. We're going to attract our dreams, our goals, the things that we want in life. We're going to nurture those things, nurture ourselves and love ourselves. Those are like some of the key ingredients to ditching overwhelm, right? So that's what that means. And we're going to do it without feeling guilty, and we're going to do it without adding more overwhelm. The whole point is to feel good. So I don't want to add any overwhelm to you. Uh, all right. So overwhelm in mom life is burnout. And we went over that. We went over the definitions and that information before. Um, so let's go to the next slide. Signs of burnout. So there's different things that we might be feeling: behavioral, emotional, physical symptoms. I'm going to go over those kind of quickly. This presentation will be in the group. So you can always refer back, if you want to think on like your how you're feeling. And I actually will also be sharing this on my Instagram page as well. If you don't follow me, I'm at Your Support Team on Instagram, and I'm trying to get a little bit more active. So please follow me. Um, I do share tips and whatnot. So if you're feeling stuck or just need like a reminder on what maybe there's one thing you can do today to feel good, my Instagram page is a great place for that. So behavioral, again, I'm just going to highlight a few here, but when we think about how we're currently feeling, oftentimes we isolate ourselves from others, and the pandemic actually made that like easier, right, for us to do because there is this virus that we were afraid of and afraid of getting, and so we isolated ourselves, right? And part of burnout is you don't want to like necessarily socially interact. That's why one of the ways to overcome burnout is actually being social, is building a support system, building a community, and getting socialized, re-socialized. So I just want to point that out because that is one of the things that oftentimes I hear too, like, it's so hard for me to make mom friends. And I get it. And sometimes you just need to put yourself out there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's so important to do the work. So go out there, make friends, use social media. I keep telling people, like, it's called social media for a reason. And I know sometimes it can feel awkward to reach out to people, but one of the stories that I always tell about this, like before social media even existed back in 1995, I met this girl named Fiona in Jamaica, and we were pen pals, y'all, from 1995 until college. I'm not going to age myself and tell you how old I am, but from 1995 till college, we were pen pals. I mean, it was letter writing, and then we went to emails and things like that, and then it went to social media. But we stayed in touch and we connected socially, right? So you don't necessarily need to be in person, but you do need to make an effort. Um, all right, emotional. So a loss of motivation. I know oftentimes as moms we're feeling like we oftentimes right I hear we're so busy, but are you busy or are you being productive, right? Sometimes when we're busy, it's because we're unmotivated, we're doing things, we might be like doing them repetitively, it might not be the best way to do it, whatever it is. And so it's almost like a time suck. And so this comes from a place of like lack of motivation sometimes. So, you know, that's one of the like emotional, like how it can impact you and how you're feeling, and then how it like shows up in this like busyness. Um, and then again, right? Like oftentimes, again, I'm tired mom, exhausted mom, the physical symptoms, the stress cycle, because you're going through it and you're not going through it all the way, it is leaving your body in a constant state of exhaustion. Okay. And so, yes, I know pen pals were so great. And I'm telling y'all, you can do it on social media. I love like talking with y'all. I love doing voice messages, so like hit me up. And one of the ways that I actually connect with clients is through Voxer, which I also love. We can talk about that on day 4 a little bit more about Voxer, but I personally love Voxer. My husband and I Vox. Like there's so many different ways that we can connect socially without being in person, although in person is very great, but there's also other ways to connect with people in very meaningful ways. And that's one of the things that I'm really great at. Um, so those are the physical, some of the, signs of burnout. And then I made this like really, this I personally think cute graphic about like, right, you have these signs and then like they can show up in these ways too. Like there might be some overlap, right? When we think about our exhaustion, and I was talking about that postpartum time, fog, right? Like sometimes things can feel like fuzzy and not so great, and like again, just like going through the emotions and like this brain fog. Um, Burnout leads to a loss of confidence, right? We have self doubt in our ability to parent well. We have mom guilt, right? We have these things, mom guilt, mom burnout. And the reasons why we say like mom right in front of it is actually very unique to us because we place these expectations on ourselves generally as moms. And that's where that comes from. It's not, I'm not trying to be sexist or anything like that, but there's literally psychology behind there because moms, we tend to act in certain ways and internalize, right, in certain ways. And so I just want to name that because mom burnout, we also call it parental burnout. So there is parental burnout, mom burnout. It shows up in parents, but moms specifically have like mom shaming, right? Like we have these certain behaviors that I just want to sort of call out because I know sometimes it can be triggering, like oh my gosh, mom guilt, and it's because of our unique situation as caregivers. So I just wanted to say that. This feeling of hopelessness, like right, oftentimes when we're feeling burnt out, we don't know what to do. We don't know what resources to do. Um, we often think like, oh, it'll just get better, like it'll just resolve on its own, and that just isn't the case. Depletion of energy, our relationships suffer. You know, when I speak about my own burnout experience, my relationship with my husband was terrible at the time. We literally were talking about divorce. And when I had my mom meltdown, which I'll talk about later on, it, you know, I after that I sort of reframed and my husband and I got together and said, okay, we need to change things. And so, you know, I think if you are struggling right now in your relationship with your partner, there really needs to be a conversation, right? When you have the right headspace, because these relationships can suffer, but there's things that we can do to make them better. And then just stalled progress. Oftentimes we can feel like we're just not making progress in our lives. And it's because the burnout is leading us to exhaustion. We have this brain fog, right? It's all connected. All right. But the good news is I help parents fast track their burnout recovery through personal growth. So that is one of the things that we are going to focus on, your personal growth. And we do that through what I like to call the daily three. Okay. I want you to think about your growth holistically as I walk through these three keys to living your best life with less stress. So I focus on mind, mindfulness, your mindset, energy, and I'm going to walk through these things. Action, taking action, and this will lead to a happier life. This formula does work. I did it. I am thriving. There's so much like goodness in my life right now, and I've actually suffered quite a few setbacks, but despite those things recently, like I feel really good. I've been able to take time, restore myself, and just be in a place to make sure that my family and I are thriving despite the obstacles that come a part of life, right? So with this winning formula, you are going to go from overwhelmed to in control. And I just wanted to share these graphics with y'all. I don't know if any of y'all watch Schitt's Creek, but you should if you haven't. It is super funny. Okay. So the number one key, your mind. So I've talked about mindfulness and um, your mindset. Sorry, I'm just trying to see something really quickly. Here we go. So you need to figure out what you want and what will make you happy through your mindset, being mindful, right? Being intentional. You need to attract your dream life and believe it can be a reality. And through our daily mind, right? Those things look like self care, self love, positive affirmations, and gratitude. So, you know, I know there's been a lot of talk about self-care, but it is critical and it can look like different things. It's not just like taking bubble baths and getting your hair done and getting your nails done, although I think those things are important. It's actually other things too, right? It can be like pursuing your passion, something that you stopped doing because of mom life and you want to get back to it because it made you really happy. And so that is an act of self care. Journaling is an act of self care. So we have to think about self care in other ways. I don't want you to just think it's, you know, about pampering yourself. It's about taking care of you and what you need. Key number two. Oh, and this is the other thing too. This is why there are, three keys, right? Mindset, again, is just one part of it. There's a whole, um, there's two other things I personally think that are important for you to have this winning formula. So the second key is your energy. And what I mean by energy is taking time to rest, thinking about your nutrition, and also stress management. So when we're burnt out, right, that is because we are stressed. We're in a chronic state of stress right now. And so one of the things that I will help you with is figuring out stress management tools that you can actually implement on a daily basis so that you can get rid of mom burnout. Um, and the other thing about rest and like nutrition, nourishment is you have to do it every day. We got to take care of our bodies every day. So every day you need to dedicate time to rest and relaxation. It's really important to do that. Let's see here. Key number three, action. So, right, we have these things in place. We have a great mindset. We know what we want in our life, and we need to actually take action. What are the steps? Like, what are the goals? What are the steps that we need to achieve that goal? And we need to make sure that our internal messaging and our actions are aligned, right? I think sometimes when we think about what we want and then what we actually do, sometimes those actions aren't aligned. So, what I help parents with is taking actions that will lead to the goal, right? But it's up to you to take the action. So, action is critical. All those things are critical together, and you do them daily, right? It's not just like a one off thing. You are rooted in those three keys on a daily basis, the daily thing. So together we're going to figure out your winning formula to unlocking your ability to ditch overwhelm in your life and be intentionally happy. And I talk about your formula because it truly is unique to you, right? We have these basic foundations, but what is going to have you thrive in motherhood is very specific to you and your circumstances. So I work one on one and in group settings with my clients so that we can figure out what will work for you specifically. All right, so that is the end of today's presentation. I hope you found this information helpful to you. One of the things that I would love for you to do today is share an aha moment in the comments, if at all possible. And I actually also have a daily activity. Um, I want you to think about some of the things that are currently contributing to your overwhelm. What are the things currently in your life, right? I want you to actually write it down in your journal or wherever you put your thoughts. Maybe it's in, Apple Notebook or whatever it's called, Notes. And I want you to make a list. And I really want you to think about all the things, work, relationships, your children, whatever it is, write it down because it's going to help us in tomorrow's uh, activity, excuse me, tomorrow's presentation on finding the number one thing causing our unhappiness. So, this activity is crucial for tomorrow's activity. Um, and in our process of ditching overwhelm. So if you've watched all of this and if you were live before, I just want to thank you so much for dealing with all the tech issues today. I promise you tomorrow will go much smoother. Thank you so much for joining me. Please be active in the Facebook group. I'll be commenting, sharing tips, other helpful activities, and because we'll be in this group for at least a week, about a week. Invite your friends. They can always catch up later and share. Let's share the knowledge out. And again, you can catch me on Instagram at your support team. Thank you so much. Bye.